Welcome back. If you love cherries, this is your time of year. It's National Cherry Month, so of course we're whipping up something delicious in the YCL kitchen. Joining me now is Joe Thompson with Crisp Catering. Happy National Cherry Month, Joe.
Happy National Cherry Month.
Thanks for being here. So I understand that you have the perfect recipe to help us celebrate National Cherry Month, because we've got to celebrate.
I do, and cherries are fantastic this time of year. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a chocolate chip cookie, but we're just going to add a little bit of these freeze-dried cherries into the recipe.
I love that, adding the fruit, and probably gives it a nice little additional sweetness, different from the chocolate chips and sugar, of course.
We use brown sugar and white sugar. So I've started with some butter. It's pretty much a traditional cookie recipe. So you're going to put your sugars in. You're going to blend that all together. And then once you get that kind of creamed, as they like to call it, kind of all mixed and incorporated together, you're going to add your dry ingredients, which we're going to have baking powder, baking soda, and flour.
Okay.
So that gives us a little bit of air inside. It also gives us a little bit of a rise, not too much. And then we would mix all that together. And right before we're done, we just add a little bit of vanilla. It gives it the last little bit of flavor that we really want.
Yes.
Now we're going to mix that up. And what we've done is we've already started by mixing some of it up.
Look at that.
Voila. We've put our chocolate chips in there already, but now we're just going to add some of these freeze-dried cherries.
Freeze-dried cherries. So tell me, I wouldn't normally think about putting cherries in my chocolate chip cookies. Why does it make sense?
It makes sense because cherries actually are fairly healthy for you.
Yes.
They're an antioxidant. They also have melatonin. So that kind of story about milk and cookies at the end of the day, cherries will actually help you go to sleep a little bit as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily think about putting the cherries in. And then it's great when you have the freeze-dried cherries, right?
Right. Freeze-drying allows you to keep them in your house for a longer period of time. It also keeps them fresher as far as being able to use. So they're also a lot easier than pitting them and cutting them and doing all that yourself. So we've taken the dough that we have and we've just added the cherries and the chocolate chips. Now we would make this into a ball and we would just put it in our fridge for somewhere between 2 and 24 hours.
Oh, so you want to chill the dough.
I want to chill the dough back again. Then when it comes out, we're going to just basically take about a quarter of a cup or so, and we're just going to make round balls. And we put them right down on our cookie sheets and lay them flat, and they'll come out like these cookies here.
Yes.
And the freeze-dried product is what's fantastic because they're healthier for you and they're actually better for you than dehydrated products.
Okay, so freeze-drying is the key.
Right, and if you want to try a little piece of freeze-dried banana,
yes, let's go for it.
You'll notice the difference between dehydrated and freeze-dried.
And they're crunchy.
They have a little crunch to them. And they also, what they'll do is they'll take out about 98% of the water, where dehydrated will take about 80-85% of the water.
And it still has plenty of flavor. Now, since it's National Cherry Month, do you have any fun cherry facts for me?
Well, I've got a few. It's February is National Cherry Month because we're starting to warm up a little bit, and we're getting close to the millions of cherry blossoms happening in Washington, D.C.,
right? Okay.
Which are just starting to come up.
Nation's capital.
And when you think of cherries in Washington, D.C., of course, everyone thinks of George Washington and his infamous time on the farm of actually cutting down a cherry tree.
Great. Well, this is great. I cannot wait to try some of these cherries. But before we get to that, for more information on our guest Joe, visit crispcatering.com. And for more information on the items we use to bake these cherry chocolate chip cookies, visit shopkarensnaturals.com.
This interview involves commercial content. The products and services featured appear as paid advertising.